So we're are we killing the gaming industry? Is that why we're game assassins? Oh no, now I'm super high.
Everyone just sat. Am I like really loud?
I can't scream out loud. There's people sleeping around here, man. I can't. But you can.
Oh, it's huge.
Oh, it's huge. I see that there's one comment
Oh.
and it's really big.
Disgusting.
Really
Very first comment of the day. Disgusting.
disgusting.
Oh. And Colin, your mic is off apparently.
Yes,
But I
it
guess everyone else
was.
could hear us.
Yes, it was.
That's wrong.
I something broke an XSplit where it didn't do the thing where it switched on the mic when whatever.
Yeah. So we decided to do this because New Mutants is out in theaters in 5 days, and I felt like it really deserved its own spotlight.
Oh my god, it is? Oh,
It is.
God.
New Mutants.
So long.
Is that like the first movie that's come back? Is that because I don't think anything else that I can think of.
Yeah, it might be actually.
Good for New Mutants.
Good for
There we
unions,
go.
you know?
And to come out eventually, might as well come out in the middle of a pandemic where no one can go see it.
That makes sense.
better.
Well, while Colin sorted out the technical difficulties, welcome to Good Morning Source Gaming. It's Colin, Jex, and Spazzy here from Source Gaming, and our special guest for this episode is Fadel.
Hello, Tazai. How's everybody? What's going on? I'm here to talk about stuff and complain about where's my direct, you know?
Yeah.
Like the rest of us.
Where is my direct?
Where is my direct? I mean, my direct is coming on Tuesday. I have a Fadel direct happening on Tuesday, but where's my other direct, my Nintendo direct?
Where's the direct I don't have to make myself?
Exactly. The one I don't have to put effort in.
I just want to make sure that before we continue any further, is everything okay? Is everything fine? Because that is the theme for today's episode. Is everything is fine? But I can't commit to that unless chat says everything is fine. From the audio to like the general vibes to like I don't know their breakfast or something. Like what is everything fine?
It's kind of ironic that the one titled "Everything Is Fine" doesn't start fine at all, with many technical difficulties.
Well, being so fucking negative about it's not gonna help, Nan.
Everything is not okay.
I mean, my breakfast, if we're going back, it was pretty good. I had a little fried egg with tostada cubana, a little café con leche, very, very Cuban breakfast. Enjoying it, man. Enjoying it.
I had
Exotic.
very basic breakfast. Actually, no, I had like a sandwich for breakfast because I woke up at about 11. And then I had beans on toast for lunch.
Okay, everything should be hunky dory. I had a Dunkin' Donut sandwich for breakfast. It's almost the fall, which means now they have all the pumpkin shit out, which is badass.
Oh, let's go. Pumpkin time. Let's go.
You can tell the melanin in my system is really low because I'm excited for pumpkin.
We've got to get excited for anything nowadays, Colin. We got to bring our own hype to the world.
It's true. You gotta create it yourself.
Could you imagine like Smash levels of like people screaming, but like when the low paid worker at Dunkin' Donuts puts out like the fall menu in the drive-thru, like oh,
I got
It's just like yes.
I got one of those Facebook reminders of hey, what were you doing last year? And I was like in an escape room, and I'm all like, man, that seems like a terrible idea now.
Remember outdoors.
Alone in a room with people.
Oh no, locking me in there for an hour
What a
now.
funny idea.
Hell is just other people, like in that one play that I don't remember. I
like, hey,
Those people.
Protom's entire message here was like, beans and toast. We get it, Jex. You're English. Yeah, you're British.
Yeah, he says you're British.
Was it like Heinz? Was it Heinz beans?
It was Heinz. Well, we're in the process of moving house. So half of my stuff is here, and half of my stuff's at the new house. But one of my housemates moved out, and he left behind just a bunch of food in cans and stuff that we just keep finding throughout. So I was looking through the cupboards, and I was like, "Oh, so there are beans here? Nice.
There's
Just
a
go for it.
there's a YouTube channel called You Suck at Cooking, and they have an episode where they cook chicken tikka masala, and the whole bit of the video is that he's putting on like a bad British accent and pretending to be British, and a running gag is that every ingredient he takes out to put into the meal comes in a can. So like the chicken breast, the yogurt, all the spices, like it's all just like
God.
I mean, can chicken breast is nasty.
They're not
Absolutely.
actually canned. He just like took a can and put each ingredient in a can just for
That's
a bit.
fine then.
Yeah.
I like that we got that one dislike that we always get immediately. We got it. So there's somebody that's been waiting like all August. They're like, when are these assholes going to do another Good Morning Source Gaming so I can immediately log on, dislike it, and leave?
It's our revenge for doing an entire direct about how cool this direct mini on, what was it, July 27th is gonna be. And
Everybody
then we were just so goddamn wrong. Like we couldn't even possibly be even close to right. We were just so off with that.
I remember that. Everyone was like speculating that, oh my god, Nintendo, everyone like did their prediction video, then it was the partner showcase, and it was like, okay.
And it was 10 minutes. And the one game that everyone should have predicted, Shin Megami Tensei, no one did, because no one believed it was really going to happen.
Exactly.
Right. And WWE Brawl, whatever it was called.
Of course.
WWE Super Smash Brothers Brawl.
John Cena.
If you can't tell already, this is going to be like the most laid back Good Morning Source Gaming ever. Like there's no schedule, there's no planning, there's no itinerary. It's just 2 hours.
Good word.
It's just 2 hours of straight cuddling. All right, like it just
it's
us talking about video games.
Gotta relax.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like the sweatpants of morning podcast live.
I don't want to get political, but we're about to get really comfy. So, let's just
let's start with the usual stuff. What has everyone been playing? And Fadel, as the guest, why don't you go first?
Ooh, what have I been playing? So yeah, we're kind of in that waiting mode for like new fall games. So I've kind of just been like laying back and playing stuff I've already like have played or been doing. I've been just playing some more Smash. I've been playing I played some Destroy All Humans, the remake, and that's all right. It does not age that well, but it's kind of fun. Played some more Dragon Ball Fighters. Let me jumping in there. What else have I been playing? I got that game that dropped from the Nindy showcase, the short hike. Looks kind of like a DS game.
Ooh.
Really cool art style. It's kind of like it's a really weirdly relaxing game. You kind of just fly around this island, do a bunch of tasks. You can do a lot of them out of order. It's just like a nice, relaxing little thing there. And obviously, a lot of Fall Guys. A lot of Fall Guys. Too much Fall Guys. Maybe, I feel like I've sunk like over 30, 40 hours in that game.
How many times have you actually won?
I want to say I've won about 25 to 30.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I wish I was counting, because I wish the game like tracked it, but like I can tell because of like certain things I've bought that cost me 5 crowns each.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah,
I think I've won like 4 games of that. So.
But yeah, no, that game has just been so much fun. Like just playing with my friends constantly. Some of them want to play on PC, some on console. So like I'm constantly being pulled left and right to play the game with people. So it's been a blast.
Yeah, you can only have parties of like 4, so we've got a squad of 4 people who all have it on PlayStation, and then another 4 who all have it on PC.
Yeah, that's good. Works out. There you go.
But I don't have a TV right now because it's been taken. So
that's what's great about the Nintendo Switch hybrid entertainment system is that you don't need a TV. You can just rip it out of the dock and.
You say that, but I was playing Bloodstained, and I don't feel like playing it not on the TV. So let's just pause for now, as I only do stuff that's either gacha shit on my phone or playing Phantasy Star Online 2.
I've been playing a game from everyone's favorite Nintendo Direct, the Partner Showcase. I've been playing Rogue Company because I feel like I feel
I
like,
promised I would play that with you, and I have not.
yeah, thanks. But no, like Rogue Company's really good. Like
Really?
yeah, it's high res, and they made a third person like CS clone, and it was good. It's really buttery smooth on Switch, and it plays really good. And it's got cross-platform play, including voice chat, which is great because I get yelled at by all the PC players calling me bad, even though I'm top fragging on Joy-Cons. How do I top frag on Joy-Cons? That shouldn't be
on Nintendo Switch.
It should not be. That should not happen. That's basically my one complaint, is that the community is really bad at this game. I don't like unbelievably terrible.
I see that as a good thing.
So not when you're playing with people who are AFKing.
That's true.
So it is a game that I basically exclusively play with 2 to 3 other friends, or else like I'm just like not gonna have fun. But it's still a really good game. It's in that weird like not free state right now, but it's good. I like it. Zbor's low effort channel gave us $10. Whoa! And he says, the shareholders of Embracer Group thank you for spreading the word and playing Destroy All Humans. Please do that more.
I will play more Destroy All Humans just because of this donation.
Is that a play on the Burger King thing where they put advertising in stream donations?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Is that one?
Yeah, this
That
is
was a
the
great
Burger King ad. With these $5, you can get a Big Mac. I don't even know what's
A Big Mac. That's the wrong
Yeah,
place.
man, I don't.
caught out.
I don't know what you got going on over there in the UK, but here in America,
Here in Freedom World, we got the
Big
freedom.
Mac's at McDonald's.
We got the freedom of choice to go to any fast food place we want.
Congratulations.
I don't know why I went into that spiel. It's just really funny.
Praise America.
Other than that,
breakfast 24 hours.
Other than that, I've been playing Animal Crossing because my girlfriend got these really cheap, these really cute knockoff amiibo cards that are like the size of a thumbnail.
The hell?
Yeah,
let
let me
the picture you sent of them.
Let me
I actually
pull
looked
it
them
up
up
real
on
quick.
Amazon.
Yeah, they're like it's like $50 for the whole set, which is really pricey, but you get everyone.
Everyone?
Every amiibo
Yeah,
card,
you get
so,
every amiibo card. Everyone is here, and hang on, let me.
Time to get any villager you want. You get all those villager photos.
So yeah, I've just been putting like every villager I could ever want into my town, which is all the cats.
You lucky. God damn it.
Catberg.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the hippie guys island. Take a photo with them all, so you can buy all of their pictures and just have one room that's nothing but 365 animal photos.
Oh
Here,
my
Fadel, I
God.
DM'd it to you. Now you can look at these
There it is
tiny, cute knockoff amiibo cards.
Oh my God, they are.
They're so precious. They're so
Oh
precious.
my God.
Oh man, you can make a lot of real world money by scanning them, getting them in your island, and then selling them to people online.
Well, I know there's this like my friend has this thing where it's like this like amiibo, like it's like a thing you buy and then you can like plug it into your computer and you just download the data of any amiibo and then
you flash like the information onto like the NFC chip.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's
All right, Colin, you have to do something.
Sean Corrigan said cats furry.
What
I just want to go on record and saying you can enjoy cats as an animal without being a furry. Like it's very, very possible. I feel like
impossible.
No, not
you can't like animals without.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry for choosing animals in a game about animals.
I have no other choice.
And why'd you buy that game, Colin?
Oh fuck!
What's your excuse there?
I have that wall of I'm not gonna reference that tweet. No, I'm good. I'm not gonna.
All right, Colin. So for science, what you got to do is apparently you can only scan the amiibo card. Like you scan the amiibo cards to get the villager to come to your town, but if they leave again, you can't just scan the amiibo card again. So I've got like Goldie in my town, and if she leaves, I can't just get her back by scanning the card. I want to know what happens if you go through every single villager that has an amiibo card and send them all away. Does the game not give you the ability to get any villagers
You
anymore?
just never get them back.
That'd be incredible.
Any more villagers?
That would take so much time because you need like 3 days to convince these little bastards to stay.
So start now, and in 4 years' time, we'll revisit this.
Also, but why just cats? Well, because I chose Anka for the memes, and then Lolly looks like my actual cat in real life. And then Bob is just a smug-looking asshole, and I appreciate that. So they're just all cats. So
Wow. Imagine having to choose Anchor and not have her just come to your town normally.
Yeah, but no. Here's the thing. Elvis came to my island, so like now I have the king and the king and queen living next to each other.
Nice.
You can't. I don't have sidewalks on my island, but I have Elvis and Anka. Like it all works out.
So Elvis counts as a cat for you.
He's a lion, yeah. He's a big cat. That's what
all
they
the
are.
lions suck in the game. I hate the lions. They're like the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I got Rory, who's the Darama one.
I got gifted a shirt that has like a dog bone on it from a balloon, and I gave it to Elvis. So now he's the Bone King.
Oh my god.
And what about you been playing, Spazzy?
Yeah, Spazzy, what have you been?
Yeah, so I've been slowly finishing all of Hollow Knight on Switch. I played it originally when it came out on Steam back like 3 years ago. But that was pre DLC, so I never played all the DLC stuff. So I just did like the Grim Troop stuff. I think all I need to really do is the Radiance, and then that crazy boss rush god whatever stuff, which I don't know if I'm gonna.
It's in the dump.
Yeah, I looked it up. I don't know if I have it in. Like I have so many games in my backlog.
It was the only thing I can do in Hollow Knight. I tried it once and was like, yeah, no, not anymore.
And I haven't done that one quest, which I also didn't do in my original playthrough, to get the last mask piece where you have to take the flower from like one end of the map to the other. So that's where I'm at right now.
Oh my god!
Oh, I did that. The flower, and you can't get hit.
Yeah, so that's exactly where I'm at Hollow Knight. If anybody wanted to know, I think I'm gonna probably do that later. I think my plan is to equip all of the different summon relics that you have, so that they'll just do all the work for me. I won't have to worry as much about getting hit. So
I don't remember how I did it because you can't walk. But you have to walk the whole way there.
Yeah, use the dream gates.
I'm trying to remember what route I took in order to the most efficient way possible.
So yeah, but I've been putting that off because it seemed awful. So I just need to do that and beat the boss, and that's it. I've done, and like I said, the God, what's it called? Something, right? The last DLC pack they did. I haven't done any of those either. I might try to do that, but I don't know, like if I really
if you really want to.
Yeah, I'm all like, I could do that, or I could go on to like play Bloodstained or Dead Cells or another game that's on my backlog. That
go play Bloodstained.
That's
sick.
Yeah, so like that's where I'm at right now on that. I've also been going through Dragon Quest 3, which is fun. But like, so I'm like in my mid-20s level wise in that game, and I just kind of realized that you're supposed to maybe recruit different people and switch them out, but I feel like I'm so far in the game right now that I'm all like, I'm just gonna stick with the people I got, like initially.
Yeah, I think that was the thing that put me off of Dragon Quest 9. Because your party members, you can have like quite a lot of party members, but they're all really generic, and you're just picking which classes.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. And with DQ9, it was a little bit better because my ex at the time and I both had DSs. So we play together a lot. Like that would be our party. So it wasn't as bad. This one, it's like I just kind of stuck with the same people. And after playing through DQ1 and 2, I didn't really think much about like party composition or how I'm going to upgrade their jobs. So now I'm at a point I'm all like, should I switch people out? Should I be looking to change people's jobs? And then the other game I've been playing is, and I was talking to you about this a little bit, Jex, is there's a Castlevania 2 fan remake called Castlevania 2 Rebitten. If you're a fan of like old school Castlevanias, I highly recommend it. It's really good. I definitely have some issues with it because more or less they remade the game using essentially the same graphics because they wanted it to match kind of the the NES feel, but like they added extra frames of animation to Simon so he looks real good. They tweaked the controls so now you can you've got control of Simon in the air so you can move back and forth a little bit, which you might be thinking that's not fair. That's you're getting rid of those classic Vania controls. But they also kind of upped the difficulty because they brought in a lot of enemies from other Castlevania games, and they kind of retooled everything about the game. And they actually added at the end, normally if anyone here's played Castlevania 2, once you collect all Dracula's body parts, you summon a stupid cyclone and you go to like a ruined castle that's like 4 screens and you just like kill Dracula without any real fight. So one, they added boss fights just in general in each mansion, which the game didn't have, which is awesome. And 2, they added, so once you actually have everything, you have to make your way through Castlevania. So they actually like added the entirety of, well, not the entirety, but most of the first game onto it. So like once you're done, you got to go through the castle to get back to Dracula with like a couple stages from the first game and from Castlevania 3. So it's really cool. I highly suggest it. I think I want to finish it because I do have a couple issues with it. Like there's no lives anymore. You save like at the churches and towns.
Nice.
And what sucks about that though is, so I've got to walk to a mansion, and the mansions are basically, where now they have boss fights. Now they're a little more, and there's secrets within them because they added, instead of a leveling system, like heart and health upgrades are like in Symphony of the Night. Like you get your heart max and your health max, and those are hidden in different areas. So I don't want to spend too much more time. So there's some backtracking involved because you got to get certain weapons to like the dagger or the axe or all of the sub weapons, instead of being like in a menu like RPG style. It's like classic Castlevania where you only hold one, but then you need them to break certain bricks. So there's some backtracking and back and forth and this and that. So it kind of pisses me off if, let's say, I get through an entire mansion, I kill the boss, I backtrack, I find the thing, and then I'm just like walking back to town and like I'm not paying attention, and a bat knocks me into some water and I die, and then I have to do the whole thing over again. Like that's not optimal design. But maybe next week, maybe when I finish it, I'll do like a little impromptu review to get everything out. But if you like I kind of want to do, I know Jex and I did that 6-engine Final Fantasy 6 game we streamed, and that game was awesome. I'd like to do more fan games on the site because there's some good ones. And if you like Castlevania, or even if you're just looking for something that's kind of retro inspired to do, check out Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest Rebitten. Like hard recommend for me. That's
dope. Yeah, I love when like fucking there's like fan projects that like just make the old game even better. Like I recently played it was this game called Sonic 3 Air. So it's basically just Sonic 3 but widescreen with the drop dash, and just looks better. And I'm like, this is literally perfect. The Sega's not gonna do this. So this is the second best thing. It's fantastic.
Yeah, like, and I think a lot of times, especially with older games, it's the game that you wanted to play when you were a kid or younger.
Exactly,
you're like, man, yeah. So, and Sonic's a great example. I mean, Mania was basically
fan game,
yeah. Sonic's got loads of fan games. Some are good, some are not. I don't know if either of you have played that Sonic Smackdown fighting game. That's been.
I have
fantastic.
the one that's
did you-
going around.
What did you think of it? Because I played it because I enjoy fighting games and I was into it, but I wasn't that big of a fan of it. It felt very jank to me.
Yeah, that's the big issue. Like it's cool in concept, it's got a lot of cool stuff, but it feels pretty janky. And I assume in a year or plus down the line it'll feel better. But yeah, for now it's more like, oh, okay, this is like kind of dumb fun. It's cool, and I wish it was. Like you could tell, it's just not. I mean, fighting games are so hard to make already. So when it's like a fan version of one, it's like even harder. So
I wouldn't be able to make one, so I can't really
God,
say
I cannot.
anything against it.
Yeah,
But when everyone hyping it up a lot, and when I played it, I was like, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah,
But maybe if we can work on it a bit, I think it could be cool.
Yeah.
Like there are some good ones. The one really good fan fighting game I played recently was that Card Saga Wars game, which I didn't realize that ever released a playable demo of, and that game is really good. It's like really fun. I'm kind of ashamed it got cancelled now after so much hype. I don't know. Do any of you guys know about Card Saga Wars?
No idea what that
No.
is.
Nope.
Oh wow. Okay. So history lesson time. Card Saga Wars was a sprite-based 2D fighter that was essentially trying to be like Super Smash Brothers, but a 2D fighter. It was all custom sprites, and the characters consisted of Link from Ocarina of Time, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, Cosmos from Xenosaga, Samus from Metroid, Master Chief from Halo, the girl from Disgaea, whatever her name is, I don't know. Soma from Castlevania, Chrono from Chrono Trigger. Like it was all stuff like this, and then you would go in, do 2D fighters. There was a special button, a heavy attack, a light attack. Every character had a unique sort of play style, and you'd build up a meter. And what you'd do is your meter was based on like a 3-block system, and each block, when you pulled off your attack, would summon another character, kind of like an assist trophy to help. So you could summon in lemmings who would walk around the stage and blow up. You could summon in goblins from World of Warcraft or whatever. It basically just tons and tons of this massive crossover 2D fighting game. And it plays really well. It's really fast paced, and the combo game is really good on it. And there's a lot of really fun mechanics, and the sprite works really, really nice as well. And so the music remixes. I was following it for ages, and then they got cancelled, and I didn't know they'd ever released a playable version of it for people, but I found out recently they had, and it's hype. It's hype as all hell. I'm going to post a link to it in the Discord.
Actually, speaking of fan-made fighters, I forgot I even backed this on Kickstarter or whatever, but have you guys ever heard of Terrordrome?
I've heard of it.
It was like a fan-made horror fighting game from 2000.
Yes, I know that.
And it
game.
had all the horror icons in it, and apparently they just launched the game in early access late last month with original characters, not Jason.
Yeah, but they're like clear homages. You're all like, that's not Freddy.
Yeah, it's them.
I neat, I guess. I totally forgot that was a thing they were still working on. So I gotta revisit that one of these days.
That's always funny when developers just kind of switch at one point. They're all like, hey, how about I make money off this? And yeah, that is now this game. This isn't Sonic. This is Trevor the Porcupine.
It's like that. It's like that My Little Pony fighting game. Them fighting herds.
Them fighting herds.
Which just like Herpes, I've heard it's good. Yeah, but just like Herpes, Humble passed it on to me, and now I can't get rid of it.
Jesus.
That game got, with all the stuff that happened in Evo, that game got absolute shaft. This was the year it could actually got a notice, because it was one
this
of the
was the summer of them
games.
fighting herds.
And it got absolutely ruined by
oh my god
the Evo stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, because once again, fighting games are hard to develop. So if you're able to get a system that's functional and good, then I can definitely see wanting to try to make money off of that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of effort. It's funny. It's like Rivals of Ether. really has its start in that Game Boy remake that Dan Fornes made. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Super Smash Land?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Vaporeon as playable character.
Yeah, and Vaporeon's basically the same as Arcane. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously they're different, but like the main gameplay gimmick between the two is the same.
You know what?
That's
fighting
cool.
Game?
I always think it's always neat to see, because I feel like that's the that's a good use of fan games. It's a great way for kind of burgeoning developers to really experiment and understand and learn how to make a game, and then you can take those tools and make something else. That's like I think that's the ultimate goal of that. I mean, some people just make fan games forever, which is also fine, but
because I think even like what's it called, that one I really like, Freedom Planet. Yeah, it started as like a Sonic just fan game.
yeah,
And then they were like, let's just, if we're doing this much work, might as well just like make our own characters and world and stuff.
Yeah. Making a fan game that you can easily turn into an original game is a great way to have your game noticed. Like,
Yeah,
especially
that's
with
true.
how much, like, how many games are coming out, it can be really hard to get lost in the shuffle. It can very easily get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah, like if you have a high profile like Mega Man X game, fan game, and then all of a sudden it's Android Boy Z, people are like, "Oh, it's that game."
It's that Android Boy Z game.
Yeah,
I mean, Oddity is a good example of it. There are so many Earthbound-esque games that the big Mother 4 fan game is now its own thing, and people are paying attention to it more than they probably would have.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, he got smashified. Travis from Mother 4.
Travis from Mother 4 / Oddity.
Yeah.
You know what? Fighting games are like. I bought a bunch of like really cheapo fighting games off the eShop recently because like sometimes a game will go on sale for pennies and you're like, yeah, might as well. Battle for the Grid, Power Rangers, pretty good.
I've heard nothing but good things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I heard people were a bit disappointed when it first came out, but they've been adding stuff to it.
Yeah, I think it launched in like a really, kind of crappy state, but like now
it's kind of
like,
games as a servicey. Yeah, right?
Yeah. Now it's really good. Also, that Phantom's gonna love me for saying this. That Kill la Kill fighter is also pretty aight. Like it looks really good. Yeah, it's aight. I got it for $2. I mean, I can't complain.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I just go through and there's a game I actually want that's on sale for like $2 or $3, and then I'm like, well, I might as well just put $10 on and pick up a bunch of 99-cent games. See what they're about.
Hey, Conduct Together is like a great 99-cent investment on the eShop.
It really is.
It's like stupidly fun co-op train game where everyone controls the same train controls and track controls.
Hey man, I picked up More Fight.
I
picked up More Fight for $3, and I haven't played much of it, but I can already tell it's worth that $3.
Oh yeah, Jump Force is coming out on Switch this week.
Oh, it's this week, is it?
Oh,
we should have really gotten like a review code, but I feel like that
we would have had to ask, and that's too much effort for Jump Force.
But like I feel like that should have been like a Phantom thing. Like I feel like Phantom reviewing Jump Force would be appropriate.
It would fit considering he did Kill la Kill as well.
But alas, he's taking
anime fighting game.
He's taking
a little break. Yeah, he's taking a little break.
It's fine. I don't think it's going to be very good anyway. So
it will not. I can tell you that right now. It will not.
Yeah, it won't be good.
Early review right here. It'll be worse Jump Force.
Have you ever thought about playing Jump Force but worse?
Jesus.
The funny thing is though, is that I was watching the footage of it on the Namco stream, and like it looks more stable than the Xbox version, which is really sad. It's really, really sad.
Sonic was saying in the chat that he wants Raditz and Zarbon for the Dragon Ball Fighters.
No.
DLC.
No, let me tell you, my guy, listen. Bro, we have 2 more slots left for Dragon Ball Fighters, the final pack. We're not wasting my last 2 slots, slots on Raditz and Zarbon. No, not doing that. All right, it's over, bro.
The final 2 fighters for Fighters is gonna be Mr. Polar Bear from Polar Bear's Cafe and Gun from High School of the Dead. There it is. There's your epic leak.
I want to have. I'm hoping it's Omega Shenron and Dabura, but I don't feel like we'll ever get Dabura. Dabura, sad times. Would be so fun. Turn people to stone, and then cut them in half with their sword.
Nan Spazzy, did you see that like tweet back in the day that I made where I did like the fake like Jump Force roster leak, and like I made the last fighter like Cleveland Brown from the Cleveland Brown show, and some guy replied with like, this is stupid, like this will never happen. And I'm like, I'm sorry, how did you read like Akira from Akira and then think this was real? I would pay anything to see Phantom make a Channel Awesome-esque review of Jump Force where he screams and cries. No, why would you want that? I was gonna say he just screams on here.
This game is ass.
There's a minor discrepancy.
Oh my god.
Oh god, Nan, you were trying to say something like 2 minutes ago, and then I talked about Battle of the Grid. What was it?
I don't even remember now.
I
don't even remember.
That's how I get you.
I'm going to talk about Phantasy Star Online now, because that's what I've been playing for.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to what you're playing yet. Oh man.
And I don't know, Fantasy. I'm not a big MMO person. The only MMO I've ever enjoyed before is RuneScape, which I definitely played like 15 years ago. But
Oh my god.
Phantasy Star Online 2 has like completely sold me. It's just a Devil May Cry-esque action game, all in MMO style, with friends in a party with loads of Monster Hunter-esque classes. And I did a mission where I fought the Japanese World War II Yamato battleship along with a bunch of T-Rexes, and then it took off and flew off into the sky, and I chased it in a giant robot and shot down nuclear missiles. It's a fun game. It's Phantasy Star. And I can't believe Japan's had it for like more than a decade, and it's only just reached us now.
Yeah, I remember playing the first one on Dreamcast and thinking it was a lot of fun, and then I've never played the second because it was never here.
Yeah, and now it is. So yes, Shadowlink. It's a DMC Bayonetta style action game which has like better Sonic levels than 3D Sonic does at the moment. There are these dash ring things that you can run into where you just run super fast and it feels really nice, and you can just like go straight from that into an attack.
So this sounds like everything that is good in from different Sega games in an MMO.
Yeah, I just want to sit down in a casino and just play slot machines like or blackjack or any sort of thing you do in Yakuza. You can do that here. You can it's a third person shooter as well, because you can have guns and you can just tap the right analog stick to go into third person mode. And
badass.
It's all third person mode. You go behind the shoulder mode and just shoot, get a reticle up. You can do melee combat. You can do my favorite one is the boots, because you can just basically Bayonetta style kick and jump and fly around the map, just pulling off mad combos and performing magic attacks against giant enemy raid bosses. Did a match with like a giant 6-headed demon walking through like old style Japan, and there's 12 of us like Attack on Titan style dashing around it trying to take out its limbs so it falls to the ground. It's great. It's 10 out of 10. Yeah, it's not inactive cooldown. No
Shadowlink. It's like actual action combos.
Yeah. So you got like 6. You've got 6 attacks which you can sort of customize what you do, whether you have normal attacks or just skills or techniques, and you build up a meter fighting game style, and then you can pull off specials or super attacks, like big area ranged ones, and then there's magic. So I've got a magic attack that sucks everything into one space so that I can then perform an attack where I just dash back and forth between them, knocking them into the air and comboing them up and down. It's great. It's really, really fun.
I played PSO2 for like a hot minute, like 8 years ago or something. Like there was this weird week where Sega was like, "Oh yeah, we're doing like some weird maintenance thing, and the whole game will be in English." And everyone was just kind of like, "What the fuck?" Like, so they're bringing the stateside.
The game is in English.
Yeah, like it was like some weird thing where just for like a week and a week only, like the game was completely region free and was also in English, and it didn't result in anything. Like it was just like this weird, bizarre thing that happened, and it was pretty good. And then, now it's back, and now they're like completely overhauling the game too, which is also really weird.
Like the only thing about the game is that it's really intimidating when you get into it because it's about a decade plus worth of content all thrown at you at once, and so there's so much stuff you can do, from crafting to fishing to client orders to bonus orders to daily quests to scratch cards to bingo cards, all this absolute nonsense that gets thrown at you as soon as you start the game. But once you get into it, it's pretty fun. And they've got a Persona event going on right now, which has literally just ripped the models from Persona all the Persona dancing games, and just dropped them into Phantasy Star.
Oh my God.
Complete with all the music from them games. And you can just play a little rhythm game while you watch Persona characters dance. It's like set times.
Hell, okay.
They have these random idol concerts that happen, and there was one yesterday where the guy who sings the Daytona music is modeled in the game. And he sings this song, and you perform a rhythm game where like 30 people are all around him doing this dance to him singing this music. And it's actually a really good song as well.
Oh my God!
And all it does is give you a buff, so that the next time you go out on a mission, you got a little bit of an advantage.
What platform are you playing this on?
Steam. I've got it. It's free to play, so I just downloaded it on Steam.
And I mean, it's an MMO, so I know there's a lot server side, but how much you got to download for it?
I think it's like a 70 gigabyte download, I think.
Yeah, because it's an old MMO. I mean,
yeah.
I've sunk a lot of time into MMOs. I killed the Lich King when that was relevant content. But I haven't really done Fantasy. It might be interesting. And the chat can tell us if they think it's interesting. You wanna maybe try to get some Source gaming times and create a new character just for like our dicking around for Source gaming streams for Phantasy Star. I think that might be fun.
I mean, yeah, I could do that. I'll have to look into stuff, because the one thing I'm trying to avoid is actually paying money.
Yes.
At the moment, because there's like 3 separate currencies in the game: the regular base one, and then this one that's called SG, which is like Star Gems, and then this one that's called AC, which I think is actual currency. I don't think that's what it actually stands for. But
awesome.
That's what you use actual money for. And like the biggest thing I found to use it for is storage, because you get like your character gets 300 storage space, and your account just gets an extra 200. But you get so much loot that I'm constantly having to do inventory management. Or you can just pay to get the material storage, and then you get like 3,000 slots.
Yeah, you're not thinking about it, Jax. If we start streaming regularly and people watch, we can get tips, and we can use those tips to pay for the game.
There you go. Use the audience. That's the way.
I'm running out of space. Please donate. I need at least 5 more boots.
If you donate $50, I will have a lot of crates in CS:GO, and that is a guarantee.
And yeah, Phantasy Star has Morgana DLC, or not DLC. It's Morgana costume. I just randomly got one, so I can be Morgana from Persona 5 in Phantasy Star for some reason.
What was that PC gaming like streaming app that that one company was trying to put on Switch? Rainway.
Oh yeah,
if that actually went through, this channel would have become like a CS crate opening channel a long time ago. Yeah.
I'd have had to step in at that point.
Maybe if they add loot boxes to Rogue Company, but I don't think they will.
But yeah, let's check it out. We'll plan. Hey, I'll start doing Rogue Company streams with Colin, and then we can start doing Phantasy Star with Jackson and anyone else who wants to join. Come on, guys.
There you go. That's the future of Source Gaming. It's us playing games as a service. It's just like
MMOs and games.
Who needs anything else?
You can only find that here.
Infinite
You're not going to find that anywhere else on the internet, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Only here.
Cornering the market. Well, I mean, for a Nintendo channel, that would be breaking from the norm.
There you go. You can do it.
It's true.
You can be the first. Screw it direct. Let's open loot boxes.
Mario
We-
Maker, nah.
We streamed Paladins for the Switch 3 times, which I think makes us the top Paladin streamers on Switch of all time. Just because
Yeah. I think
I like that
Hi-Rez. I think Hi-Rez
fun.
actually has, unironically, like a Switch ambassador for like some guy on Twitter, which is like, God damn it, why isn't that me? It's like that'd be so good. It's still my most played game on the console.
It's really fun whenever we stream any sort of FPS and people are like, another shoot bang game, and I'm like,
Yeah, but it's really good. Yeah.
yeah, we're playing Paladins, and then we play like, I don't know. Well, we got to finish Contra actually.
Yeah, we gotta finish Contra, and we gotta play more Friday the 13th.
Oh my
man.
god.
We only stream the hits here, Fidel. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, only at Source Gaming.
Only at Source Gaming. That's our niche. We do Geist.
We did do Geist.
We did do
We
Geist.
did Geist.
Oh my
We did
god.
Gex. We do.
There's always Gex
Paladins.
somehow.
Speaking of streaming, what if we got GeForce Now on the Switch? That would, like, I don't see it happening, but that would actually be like super hype. I'd be like really down with any kind of like PC game streaming thing, because like that's just like neat to me.
Listen, once Fall Guys gets on Switch, we'll stream that too.
Yeah.
It'll be like a
God.
year from now, and nobody will care about it anymore. But we will stream it.
Yeah.
If Fall Guys, if Fall Guys comes to Switch, they better have a Shy Guy outfit exclusive to the console. If there is no
that'd be
Shy
so
Guy outfit
cool.
on Fall Guys Switch, I'm not playing it.
I
They've
still
lost the sale.
I still haven't played Fall Guys. I should
It's
You
do
fine.
really
it.
should.
They need some tweaks, I think, here and there about it. There are some of the games are just like straight up boring or just not that fun. The memory game, like I never see anyone lose that unless they're being silly and accidentally jump off the stage.
They yeah, I mean obviously Thursday there's the Gamescom conference and the show is season 2. So I'm really excited what a season looks like for Fall Guys. Is it like one new mini game? Is it like one of each a new mini game for each category, like a new race, a new team game, a new this? Is it like new map designs like of the same maps? I don't know. I'm really curious to see like what's the plan. I mean, obviously it'll change throughout the years if it survives years, but like I really want to know what a new season is like.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see more of the obstacle course style levels. I think those are my
for sure.
favorite.
Yeah, it's kind of everyone's highlight.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they've updated it so that you don't get multiple team games back to back.
Yeah. They've made like really good small changes. Like not only that, I think they made it way less likely for you to just get 2 team games in general.
Yeah, that's fine. I can deal with one team game. The football one is fun. The Tails one depends.
Yeah, Tails on depends. Football's fine. I hate if the stupid egg scramble makes me scream.
The technique for the egg one is to not bother getting anything for your own and stand in whoever's losing and just constantly throw eggs at them. Don't take them yours, just chuck them out of their goal. Bully the losers.
You're done.
But yeah, no. The team they could do with adding a few more obstacle course ones and fixing some of the others. Seesaw has like very bad design.
Oh yeah, I mean that's kind of half the point of it, but yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll do for season 2. It'll be fun.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think once again I haven't played it, but I at least like the fact that a game like Fall Guys can become kind of the new like hot game. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's so
I love it.
different. Yeah.
Well,
Than like a random Overwatch clone or Battle Royale or something. Like it's
weird.
yeah.
It feels like it should have happened years ago. It's like such an obvious thing, a Takeshi's Challenge style.
Well, it's kind of been a thing. Like it's something that's been in like Doom mods and Gmod and like TF2 and like custom CS servers. Like people have made like custom servers that are similar to that. But yeah, no one's actually like made like a standalone video game out of it, and especially on such like a large scale. So like yeah, like it works out.
Well,
It's
again,
not
just
like it's not like when Fortnite got really big and it was just like, oh, here's this wave of battle royale games and this one just happens to be the most popular.
yeah. No, I mean, it's like just like always, it's always like the indie team that's able to do something like weird and risky because like there's less because obviously these AAA studios when they're making a battle royale, they're like, let's be as risky as like least risky as possible. All right, we're just gonna make a cool
The safest game
shooter.
possible.
Yeah, the safest thing possible. Whereas in indies, like, why don't we just make something fun and weird? And obviously they're indies, so their like sales expectations are super low. But it's like I think in this game, what I love about it is like it's lightning in a bottle, right? Like obviously they had first of all free on PS Plus. Nothing's come out in August. Everyone's stuck at home. It's got meme factor. Like obviously it's such an easy game to put out jokes and memes of. It's got every major streamer playing it. Like it's just kind of got everything going for it all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
no,
crazy.
it's definitely come out at the right time for it.
Mhm.
Kind of like what Animal Crossing did. It's
Yeah.
worked really well. I think making it free on PlayStation Plus was a massive.
Yeah, that was
Well,
a big
it worked for Rocket League, so
yeah. I mean,
Do
Rocket
that
League is on the
again,
map
yeah.
because of that.
Like it's just good. I'm lucky enough I got PlayStation Plus again before it happened. But yeah, it's good. Shall we talk about the elephant in the room of next Friday? Because I've been spotting comments in the chat come up about it every so often now,
Okay.
Yes.
and it might be worth talking about it finally.
Okay.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing. I don't think that we should. I mean, we could. I don't want it to go full on. Here are predictions because we've
No.
done that every time there's a direct rumor.
honestly, if you want to hear at least my predictions of what will happen in like the next direct that would be focused on Nintendo stuff, literally just go watch the last episode of Good Morning Source Gaming. Like none of that has changed. All of it applies. Like, yeah, Mario Collection, yeah, N64 Online, I guess. Like, I guess the only different thing now is that there's more of a chance of Skyward Sword HD being a thing, but like,
And I know that you
Cool.
and a Shadow Link
have known about that for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have some sources that have kind of corroborated Skyward Sword HD for a
2 years
long
now.
time now.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
years.
So we know it's been in development.
Right.
Which makes sense because I mean, here's my take on Skyward Sword HD. Makes sense that they would be doing Skyward Sword after Twilight Princess. Also makes sense that it would take a little bit longer because they probably have to readapt the gameplay to standard, controls.
Yeah, it's also
Yeah.
they can just pass off to Tantalus like they did with Twilight Princess.
And they also probably held it off just because it was a lower priority than something like Breath of the Wild DLC or the Link's Awakening remake. But now it's like I mean, like if they do announce it, like I could imagine it coming out like at least at the tail end of this year or like super early next year because they gotta hit that one Zelda per year quota.
Yeah, well, I think the Zelda for this year is probably going to be the Cadence of Hyrule DLC. Now.
Maybe.
It counts.
Counting, yeah.
But okay, so here's another thing. People are all like, every week it's a Nintendo rumor, and yeah, but we've learned, and I think you can too, that certain individuals are more
individual.
like
Exactly.
yeah, like Zippo in our leaks chat's been talking about it a lot, and
Oh, don't say that. Don't.
I'm inviting people into our Discord.
Don't turn it into Forest Maze, please, God. Don't.
No, but like Emily Rogers, Nate Drake. There's somebody else. There's somebody else that's corroborating from.
Oh, Zell.
Yeah. Jeff Grubb.
Yeah,
like,
Grub Snacks.
Yeah, there's
Jeff.
Yeah, there's certain individuals that are like, it's not like how, and I think it's because a lot of us come in, especially a lot of people that follow us from Smash speculation, and those are just like random weirdos that get information second and third hand.
Yeah.
Like, and there's because guys. So this
the
is
internet's a big game
of
of telephone. That's why.
Yeah, this is an important thing to know. There's essentially two types of leakers. There's leakers who have found information out and dig for information from like second and third hand sources and just keep messaging people until that might actually know until they find it. And get fed information from somebody else because they want to have that clout. That's kind of like a Virgin, like, to be honest with you, like that he's somebody that
Virgin's like 4 chains down the telephone wire.
Yeah. And then you have people that they may not even they get information because they are legitimately involved in the industry in some way as journalists, because they used to be in marketing or a developer or this or that. So they actually know people. And so for anything that's out there, there are a lot of people that actually know things that usually don't talk. And then they'll occasionally just like hint things out. And there's certain people, and like there are, no matter what you think of Reset Era, there are some people on there that actually are in the know. Like, so when these people are all saying the same date, there's multiple people that are like, no, like they knew there was going to be a direct for that stupid, what was it called? The
Partner Showcase.
Partner. They knew exactly that day, and they knew exactly the day for the
Indies too. Even the Indies, like they were like, you're getting an Indies this coming week, followed by like, okay, so here's what's interesting, right? Because like they're all kind of saying there's something on the 28th, but none of them are like certain if it's a direct or if it's just something Nintendo. Like if it's like, it could either literally be another game drop reveal, it could just be another partner showcase, it could be something else. Like they're not. Even Jeff Grubb last night kind of backpedaled, saying like, "I'm just saying I've heard something. It could be a direct on Friday, but there is something mid-September that's more akin to your regular big Nintendo Direct kind of thing." So it's getting something's coming at least though. That's saying it's like it's what you're saying of like you can tell the difference between a website reporting on random 4chans that direct is coming, as opposed to when you're hearing all the notable people at once chattering that something's coming, you know?
It's kind of like if you guys are follow movie rumors, and then there's just all like hot takes 49 blah blah
exactly,
blah
says this,
and then like the Hollywood Reporter reports, you're like, oh, that one's probably true. It's
exactly.
Or you could be like me and just make a total shot in the dark guess and somehow get right.
There you go. That's always the way.
That's like, what was it? I did like an AMA in December, and I remember someone was I tweeted that bit from Trapped in the Closet, and some guy was like, "Oh, I hope this like Fighter 5 drama ends soon." I just said like 1/9/2020 screen cap this, and there actually was a direct on 1/9/2020.
Oh my god! I remember I was so hyped because I was so happy. Well, not necessarily about the character, but I was more hyped about me because I was like, I remember the week before I have my Smash podcast where I was like, well, what I could see them adding like Byleth, and she uses like the different weapons, the gods or whatever. And when I saw that, I was like, holy shit! Wait, I got this! What the hell?
I think our Shadow Link did something similar earlier.
Yeah, the
last
prediction
year.
right before Byleth, we were sitting there, and then he goes, "What if it's someone from Fire Emblem?" And both me and him laughed, and he's like, "I hope it's not Byleth, but it's probably Byleth."
Do you think Nintendo would ever shadow drop a Smash Fighter reveal trailer? No, they would just do what they did with Byleth, where they just have like a presentation, like just Rick Rollickin ready to go.
I mean, the closest we got was the Direct Mini, which was a shadow drop, and I guess in that there was a half Smash trailer. I mean, we got the arms thing kind of announced, so like that's the closest thing to like a live drop Smash announcement you're gonna get. I think they know, like with Smash, they understand that drums up hype to be like, hey, stay tuned to more or whatever for the character reveal or the presentation for it.
Yeah, that's not basically its own separate thing, like Pokemon Directs are.
Yeah, that's not to say That's not to say that it won't be in the next direct. Obviously, like if they announce a direct on Wednesday and there's a direct on Friday, mini or not, like I think there's a pretty good chance of Smash. Not guaranteed.
I can't complain. It's more video games. Like that's been my approach to, even with like the partner showcase. Like I literally cannot be mad. It's just more video games. Even if it's stuff I don't play, it's like whatever. Like you can't say they're not announcing things when they are straight up announcing things.
Right. And maybe you guys know more about this stuff because of like knowing the kind of how Japanese scheduling works for these things. Like, do you think it's weird that whatever this is being rumored for a Friday?
No, it's happened before. With Japanese like the scheduling, I think is a good one. It's definitely happened Friday morning Japan time, Thursday evening American time, and then like middle of the night Friday for Europe. So it's definitely happened before, and I think with the partner direct coming out on a Monday and them announcing it on a Sunday, which is just which was very strange.
The weirdest thing, yeah.
I think they can just kind of do it whenever. I think the big thing for this week coming up is the fact that Gamescom is still happening.
Yeah.
And all that, and Nintendo are almost always at Gamescom, and like the Indie World Direct, Nintendo of Europe at least did it every single year in August, right before Gamescom started.
Yeah.
So when rumors were coming about that another one was going to happen, that didn't surprise me at all, because this is just par for the course. Even if this one wasn't just specifically for Gamescom anymore.
I mean, there's literally every single time. Every time there's a Nindy showcase, a week or two later, there's a direct or a direct mini or something. Like literally every single time. It's like it's almost like it's like when you see that you're like, oh, okay, we're getting a direct or something soon.
Yeah, we're giving the indies the spotlight now. Give them a week of hype time, and then we'll get the regular one to happen. And whether or not this one on Friday is going to be a general one or a specific one, like it could just be about Mario.
I'm down.
Think that this is the thing, the Mario rumors and all that. Well, Mario's actual 35th anniversary is September. So if they were still going to do something for his anniversary, they would need to announce it before September.
Yeah.
And so the 28th of August is almost about as late as you can be.
Exactly. How long can you? Because I've heard about this. So, like, let's say they if they had this direct on the 28th, because there's been like some speculation that like the Mario thing could be in September. I doubt it. Like, are they allowed to announce a game a month before release?
Yeah,
I mean they can do.
They've done it before.
Wario Land Shake It got announced 3 weeks before it released.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, I guess they could.
So, they can do. I don't know if they would for the 35th anniversary thing, but like the 3D World port, if that is September, it's a port. I don't think there's much to show off. They could probably reveal everything that's new in it in the reveal trailer and just be like September 25th release date.
Because I get the feeling that might be pushed back. Like I
don't know. I think it's
so much Mario, man.
I mean, it is, but it's also Mario's anniversary, so
yeah, I'm more excited about that one. That's a fun thing to speculate about. That isn't. I never played 3D World. I totally skipped out on it.
Oh, dude, that's a good game.
It is a good game. When I got 3D World on the Wii U, me and my friends beat it in one sitting, like an 8-hour marathon.
Oh my god!
And me and my fiance are looking to like get some more co-op games. So like I don't really care that much about the 3D collection. I care way more about 3D World. I know I'm probably in the minority.
Paper Mario was like a month and a half because it was announced like mid-May.
Yeah.
And it came out like mid to early July.
Yeah.
Generally, you need a certain amount of time for pre-orders. So I would say,
But like that's why I think end of September could easily be a time for 3D Mario.
Because that's the thing. It's like I found it so weird. Like when Pikmin's release date was like October 30th, I was like, that's really weird considering you can literally preload the game on your Switch right now. Like you literally can have that game on. It's on your console if you have it downloaded. It's just you can't unlock it. So it's like I feel like there'd have to be something beforehand because like that date feels so. Like, why wouldn't you just have that end of September, early October?
Well, that happened with that Yoshi game where they actually like they finished and completely wrapped the game in December.
Oh, right.
So like when they announced like, oh yeah, it's coming out in March, when you pre-ordered it, like it was just the whole game, like there was no update for it. It was completely done.
Yeah,
But there were other things between it, whereas like here
Yeah.
there's nothing, so it's like I feel like might be something end of September.
Yeah, I feel like because Pikmin 3, it's been talked about a few times, was meant to be coming out in April, May time, and it's been pushed back clearly to fill out a gap. So it wouldn't surprise me if Nintendo had a different game plan for October that's now been delayed to 2021, and so Pikmin has just slotted in to fit that gap in. And the only reason we haven't heard of 3D World before Pikmin, even if it comes out first, is because they're saving to announce 3D World and the 3D collection at the same time.
Yeah, I feel like
sorry, but I think that's like the safest thing to bet on is that like anything that was supposed to be released after July this year, like after Paper Mario, is just like next year, like for sure. I think with the exception of the Mario collection, because that was just gonna it was gonna happen regardless. But like if they had any new IPs, if they had like any big like, whoa bros, it's Geist 2 or whatever, like that's all next year. Like that's
I could see them releasing a small indie game like they did with Good Job at the start of this year. But just to have something. But you're right. I think from them, Pikmin, Mario 3D World, and 3D Collection are probably the last retail games we're going to be getting from them.
Maybe Skyward Sword in like December. I don't know.
Yeah, December's the earliest. So this is something else I was thinking of yesterday. So next year is Metroid and Zelda's 35th anniversary.
Yeah.
And we know both Metroid Prime 4 and Breath of the Wild 2 are in development. And then we're getting rumors of Metroid Prime Trilogy and Skyward Sword HD. And then there's also a rumor of a Metroid 5. And I can't see them all releasing next year for an anniversary. But it does make me wonder, could they be doing Metroid like 2 ports and then 2 new games next year for the anniversary? Like say Metroid 5 and Breath of the Wild 2 are going to be anniversary games.
Well, I don't. I wouldn't bet on Prime 4 being next year.
Yeah, no, that's why I said Metroid 5.
The 2D game. 2D Metroid.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the 2D Metroid has a high chance. I feel like that's more. Nintendo's not sure. They've done it in the Switch era a lot, like having a December game. So it's like I feel like if they did another 2D Metroid, it could happen because when you go back to March even, like the original 3 games, well, there's 3 or 4 games rumored this year were a new 2D Metroid, a new Paper Mario, the 3D Collection, and 3D World. Like those are the 4 like big rumored games for this year. So I could totally see that Metroid slotting in like right at the end.
Yeah, because this is the thing I was thinking of
2D Metroid collection. Speaking of ports, but because we have obviously Metroid and Super Metroid through the online service, but the two GBA games, Zero Mission and Fusion, haven't gotten a proper re-release. I mean, I know they were on the Virtual Console for the Wii U,
right?
And unfortunately, and actual Metroid 2, but Samus Returns also, unfortunately, like I like that game. It had some issues. We can talk about the quality of it some other time, but I feel like that game suffered because it came out like at the tail end of the 3DS's life cycle, and I feel it deserves to be played by more people. So if we do get a brand new Metroid 5, I really think that they should think about doing just a Metroid collection too to go with it.
That might be too much Metroid.
Someone asked if the rumored Metroid Prime Trilogy HD would be pushed back even further, and it's one of those situations where, like, yeah, if they do Prime Trilogy HD, like, clearly it will be to hype up Prime 4, but like this idea that like, oh yeah, they would come in the same year doesn't, like, I feel like they would still have like a considerable space. I mean, the thing about like these ports,
Metroid Prime games in 1 year.
The thing about these ports and like remakes that Nintendo do, especially the ports and like the remasters, is that for the most part they're being released when Nintendo has like nothing else to release. Like that happened in 2018 where their schedule was also kind of fucky for most of the year because of development issues. So you had like Tropical Freeze and Hyrule Warriors and, you know, like stuff like that. And that's what's happening this year. Like a lot of these ports were probably on the back burner, possibly even done. Stuff like Pikmin 3 has probably been done for a while because it doesn't actually take that much time for them to do them, but they gotta, you know, save them for a rainy day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would make sense for it to be next year with Metroid Prime Trilogy, because I think you got if you've got an anniversary, the really easy way to sort of solve that is to have a big new game during the second half of the year, and then a port remake at the start of the year. Like let's say they go into it and they start with Skyward Sword HD in January, and then Prime Trilogy in March, and then Metroid. No, sorry, let's do it the other way around. Prime Trilogy in January, Skyward Sword in March, Metroid 5 in August, and Breath of the Wild 2 in November. Like, you've sort of paced it out quite naturally there, and you can keep up all the excitement around both Metroid and Zelda together.
But we still have stuff that just isn't announced.
Yeah.
And then we have the third-party exclusives that Nintendo will also make room for, like a No More Heroes or Bayonetta 3 or Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Yeah.
I think that the thing is, like, everything just... I think it's just the fact that we don't know. It's why everyone's so antsy to it's like, it doesn't matter if the games aren't even... If a lot of games aren't coming this year. Just that it's like... I feel like even if they just gave logos, even if they just gave some trailer, it's like... I feel like people knowing things makes it more comforting as opposed to this endless game of like... When are they going to announce this? When are they going to show this? What's the lineup? There's nothing coming, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I think it's just this... Because they're in this constant nebulous zone, that's where the frustration comes from. Again, obviously, they're gonna talk, and I understand. I understand when people are saying, like, when people are like, what's it called? When people are saying we deserve a direct, like, no, we don't deserve what I disagree,
we really
but like, we don't. But like, I do think it's fair. You know, when Nintendo for literally the past 8 years now has hosted multiple of these like mainline directs a year. It's fair to be like to kind of have a mental expectation of it that you don't necessarily think of because you're so used to it. But obviously this year, just because of how it is an exception. Everyone's like, I feel like if this was a regular year for humanity and there wasn't any directs, I'd understand way more why people would be way more upset and stuff. But like when all this is going on, and clearly Nintendo was really affected. I mean, really Japan was, because if you look at it, really, Capcom's barely made announcements this summer. Square Enix has barely made announcements this summer.
I mean, the whole industry too, and that's like the thing that kills me is because it kills me because it's like no one's like announcing anything, and it's like, and you can say like, oh well, there's the Xbox showcase and there's the PS5 showcase, and it's like, yeah, no dates, no prices. Like, there's just no information. There's not even gameplay footage. It's just teasers for stuff that I have no idea when it's happening. So it's like, I'd rather... Nintendo's always been really good at announcing stuff coming out within a few months as opposed to, like, a year from now. And I would much rather have, like... a little extra radio silence and then just get like a bullet pointed list of stuff I can buy in the next 3 months than having like the next generation will blow your fucking mind. And it's like, yeah, Halo Infinite's next September. And it's like, oh, well, what am I to do with that information?
Yeah, like I've said it before, and I think the PS5 has had a better showcase and definitely has more buzz. And right now it does have a better launch, but that launch is still just Miles Morales, the Spider-Man expansion game, and a pack-in for Astrobots that doesn't look as great as actual Astrobots. Those are literally the only two exclusives that PS5 has at launch. That's not a very strong launch. It's not. I think people are a little hungry for new consoles at the moment, but I saw like I don't remember where that article was where you know, people are speculating that the Switch will have a better holiday than the PS5. I think that's the biggest no-brainer. And this isn't me being a Nintendo fanboy or me shitting on the PS5. It's just logic.
Yeah, of course. It's a year where people aren't like financially crazy with money right now, and they're mostly are going to be like, "Oh, this console has a shit ton of games. There's a cheaper model with the Switch Lite. Hell, even the mainline Switch could finally get a price drop this year. I mean, it's been 3 years. They can do it, and then they can do that. And if they again, let's say we talked about this, but like the 3D Mario collection is going to sell insane numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, like everyone's going to buy. I don't know someone who loves Nintendo or owns a Switch that is not gonna buy a collection of 3D Mario games.
Yeah,
and it's gonna. And here's the kind of genius part about this. That collection will hit the nostalgia button for 3 generations of gamers. People that grew up with the N64, people that grew up with the GameCube, and people that grew up with the Wii. So if you have people on the fence that have a little bit of disposable income, or even people that are looking to buy a new console for their kids this holiday, and they're like, they're like, oh, I could buy the one that's $500 to $600 with a T-rated Spider-Man game, or I could buy the one with these Mario games I remember as a kid for half the cost. And the system's been, I know as Nintendo fans, we're like, nothing has come out, the system's doing horrible. But from a casual perspective, like the Nintendo Switch is so hot right now. Like Animal Crossing, like one game, Animal Crossing has like sustained and pushed that system into the mainstream in a crazy way. Like it doesn't need that price drop. And not only that, but just historically, Nintendo, even like when Nintendo has a losing console like the Wii U, it's super competitive during Christmas. And when it had the Wii could be, it's really funny to watch the sales trends, because the Xbox 360 or PS3 could be winning for about half a year or more, and then the Switch during the the Wii during the holidays would sell so many units that it would still come on top year over year. Nintendo, because of their strategy, they have these evergreen games that are always $60, that there's only 1 or 2 per generation of this type of game. So those are always seen as system sellers even years later. So when the holidays roll around, like Nintendo just, that's their time. It just is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's also like, not, if we're talking about purely quantity over quality, 2020's actually had more Nintendo published games than 2017 did.
Yeah.
Like this, like the quality of games in 2017, don't get me wrong, were much higher. Mario Odyssey, The Wild, like Splatoon 2, ARMS, like all of them, top quality stuff. And this year it's been Paper Mario, Xenoblade, Animal Crossing, and
Clubhouse, Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. But if you actually look at the number of games, there have been more games this year from Nintendo than there were in 2017. Like, I think there was 10 games in 2017 from Nintendo. The ones I just mentioned, and then 1-2 Switch, Mario Kart, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Snipper Clips and Flip Wars. Oh, and Xenoblade 2, I don't think I mentioned them.
They've also been consistently pushing DLC and updates for, like, everything.
Yeah, this year.
For, like, the last, like, half a year.
Yeah, and this year we got, like, Pikmin 3 still coming. Good Job is technically a Nintendo game. Everywhere but America got Brain Training. Satsuki Kashima's Brain Training. Then we got DLC for Pokemon, Smash Brothers, Ring Fit, Mario Maker. We got Cadence of Hyrule coming up. And Bravely Default 2 is not Nintendo, but they are publishing it outside of Japan.
I doubt that's got. I don't think that game's coming this year.
You know, it's scheduled for this year, I think.
But like, I don't know, man. I'd say for me, I don't know. Like, with Square, it's like they literally said in their investors thing of like, oh, we're planning to showcase games in July or August, and here we are. I doubt that. Maybe early 2021, but I don't know. It would be cool if it was, but I don't know. Everything's a big I don't know, so we're gonna find out soon.
Yeah. So we assume it's still gonna stick to its date and not get delayed. That's also one that's a big game that's being published, even if it's not made directly by Nintendo.
Yeah, and I think for people that are looking,
that's obviously not everything we know this year. There's still 3D Mario 3D World should still be happening, and there could be other stuff we don't know yet.
Yeah, and I think if people are looking for fresh experiences on their Switch right now, there's so many indie games out, and there's really good ones.
There was a whole direct last week, in
Yeah,
fact.
I know, but you know what's I always think is funny too. So we have all of these third-party games coming out, and I'm all like, man, if you're a Switch owner and you could do worse than playing through BioShock or Borderlands or XCOM. Those are good games. Like, oh, ports of games that I already own on my Xbox One or PC or PS5. I'm like, well, listen, man, if you own those systems and play the games that are coming out for them and stop complaining about stuff not coming out for Switch. Like either if you're a Nintendo only gamer, then look, there's a lot of stuff. If you're a multi-console gamer, then between all of your consoles, you got plenty of stuff to play, guy. Don't like either way, I feel like you should be fine. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I always thought that's a funny argument when people say I have nothing to play. Nintendo put something on the Switch. I'm all like, what about this? They're all like, I already have that on these other systems. I'm all like, I don't know, go play Ghost of Tsushima, man. Like,
I get it. Like, it's more of I think it's more like I said, thing. Like, it's just that it's the feeling of because you don't know what's coming, you
for
feel
sure.
like there's nothing to do. Whereas, like, if you knew like the next, I don't know, 5-6 games coming, even if you had nothing to play at the moment, you would feel at ease mentally knowing like, oh, okay, this thing's coming. I can do something else to distract myself until then.
But it's also like kind of shenanigans because like I mean like there is a handful of games that we do know are coming, and it's like we live in this space where like people memed like, oh, fucking SMT5 never ever, it's gonna be canceled, they're taking too long, when it's like, no, it was in development for 3 years, which is like not even that weird for a video game. And then everyone flipped the fuck out when, oh, surprise, it's actually ready for next year. Like, yeah, of course it was gonna be. Like, it's not like... And the same thing will probably happen with Bayonetta 3 when they, like, reveal something in the next half year. And it's like, oh, I thought it was never coming out. Like, yeah, no shit. It's like, it's only been a few years.
Yeah, like Breath of the Wild 2. Like, oh my god, we like that game so early. Like... we heard about it like a year ago. By the way, E3 2019, I went back and watched it. Really good year for Nintendo. Like, I really enjoyed that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and there's been plenty of good stuff that came out on Switch this year. Like, Trials of Mana, super fun. Go buy that game. Like, go games on the Switch. So I think this will be a fun little thing to speculate about for 5 or 10 minutes. So we've heard multiple times that the content they're going to add to 3D World is not going to be like brand new funky mode. Like it's going to be actually substantial. Yeah, like it's going to be something. And I mean, maybe it won't be like a whole bunch of new something, but it'll be enough to justify it compared to what we've seen. Compared to adding Toadette to New Super Mario Brothers. What do you guys think it could be, or what do you guys want it to be? I've got mine, but I'll let you guys go first.
What I think it will be, I think best case scenario is like it's like two playable characters. I don't think it'll be just like Toad. I'm sure they'll squeeze Toadette in there somehow. But I think it'll be like maybe 2-3 playable characters. I think they'll add I think they'll do what they did with what's it called? Captain Toad Deluxe. I think they're gonna add like Mario Odyssey like styled stages. Like they'll do like small variants of Odyssey levels or something. Like I think there'll be some kind of like extra world where it'll just be like from other Mario stuff. And maybe I think this would be really cool. I don't know if they're gonna do it because they're Nintendo. But online co-op would be like massive for that game, especially like nowadays and all that stuff. Like obviously it's way harder for like a 3D platformer to have a good connectivity online stuff, but like I feel like that would be so good, man. I'd love to play that with people worldwide. That's kind of my speculation.
I would love I don't know what they'd add because I don't really care, but like I've already played 3D World. But I would love them to do like a Super Mario World style like special world where it's all just like crazy kind of like challenge levels
Mhm.
and stuff. Just something with like a super like ramped up difficulty. Because I feel like my biggest issue with 3D World was that it never really like reached its true potential with all its mechanics. Like it's a very fairly easy game, which like yeah, it's like for children, like you know whatever. But even like 3D Land like had like some like you know kind of like
Disneyland had basically like a dark world where like you literally
yeah
play the 8 worlds again, but they all have like a challenge. Like some of them they're on a timer, some of them you have to run from the Shadow Mario or other stuff like that. I'd love something like that.
yeah,
That's what I think
exactly.
that they might add. By the way, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
Oh,
like in yeah.
That'd be amazing. I'd love that. Because I'm sure it's not that hard. You just take existing levels and you're just like adding modifiers.
I could even see some actual 3D Land content being retrofitted in some way. The games are fairly different, but still, you definitely could retrofit some of those stages to work in 3D World. Although I don't know, with the different characters and stuff, it might be difficult. But.
I think as much as I would love that, and I thought about it, I think it doesn't work because that game, the levels are so small. Like when you really it's like they're really small.
Yeah, they're
areas.
bite sized. Yeah,
they're bite sized, not just in length, but like in just design. So fitting. Imagine playing 3D Land with 4 players. You know, it would be like
it would have to be a different mode. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, you'd have to like genuinely like retool all those levels. So. I feel like the thing about I'm worried that like 3D Land is just like a 3D Mario game that we just might never see because like it's in that weird position unless they like fully remade it someday.
all of the land games like are games that if they don't add Game Boy, which I guess we can talk about to the Switch Online like services, like I don't know if we're ever going to see Mario Land 1 and 2 again. I'd really like them. Those are good, important Mario games.
Right.
Also, Donkey Kong 94. Don't forget,
dude. Donkey Kong 94,
yeah.
so good.
So
Screw the Donkey Kong Country Land games. Those, I mean, they're fine games, but like Donkey Kong 94 is like it's a legit great game.
Stone cold classic
Donkey Kong game out there. Donkey Kong 94.
It's so good. And if they added Super Game Boy functionality to the SNES Online, or not SNES, to the Switch Online Game Boy, that'd be so cool. I think that makes more sense than N64 for the next one they do. But
I'd love if it's 2. Like I don't know, it's like I feel like we're gonna get a GBA or an N64 and then wait another year for something. It's like I wish they would just be like, here's N64 and Game Boy, because like I don't realistically think, sadly, we're gonna get GameCube. So I really like we're basically at the end with N64 for consoles for the online service. So I would love if it was like
unless
Game Boy.
Unless they pull a Wii and they're just like next year they're like, oh, here's Turbo Graphics, just like
exactly
completely unrelated. Yeah,
dude, Konami would do that because Konami don't care. You give them $5, they're like, here's our licenses. They had more virtual console games on Wii U than any other company. Did you know that?
I did not.
Well, because
like they had the entire TurboGrafx library on there.
Well, because now in that weird era we always talk about where like every third party wants to make their own collection. Like that's why we rarely see now Square games on SNES or NES Online stuff, because like, or Sega or others, because like they like obviously there's some of them, but most of them want to do their own like HD collections. It's like such a different era. That's why I don't think we'll ever see something like the Wii again, because every developer wants their own. Like it's like, why would we put this here when we could sell a collection of this, and this?
Yeah, I have the Mega Man X collection and the Castlevania collection, and that's where I get my Super Castlevania and my Mega Man X games.
And I mean, you said this about Konami, but I don't think Konami has a Castlevania game on the SNES Online. I don't.
No, because they have.
And all the NES Online, I think it's the same for Mega Man because they have collections out there.
Yep.
Correct, but they do have like Demon's Crest, because that's not.
They do have Demon's Crest, and I need to
because that's not part of a collection.
Isn't Demon's Crest is Capcom though, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but Capcom's also Mega Man.
Therefore, it's not Castlevania though.
But you said Mega Man, so stuck in Mega Man.
All right, fair enough. But I didn't say Super. I didn't say Super Ghouls and Ghosts. So.
But you know what's funny? What's funny, or another one, Secret of Mana was on the Super Nintendo Classic, the Mini. But it's part of a collection now, so it's not on the online. I know that's a perfect type of game for the online. And that leaves Super Mario RPG in a really weird place too.
Yeah.
Where is it? It should be. I'm surprised it's not on the SNES online, to be honest. Considering, although I'm surprised Donkey Kong took so long to get onto the SNES online. It's only the first.
I think it's crazy, and I say this all the time that I can play all of the PS1 Final Fantasies on my Switch, but I can't play any of the Final Fantasies that originally came out on Nintendo hardware, 1 through 6.
I know.
I cannot play. Weird.
I feel like the only way we're gonna get Mario RPG is if Gino gets into Smash. Because if Gino gets into Smash, then like clearly they've been talking. I'm sure they can make it just a marketing thing of like, oh, also available next month on SNES Online is Mario RPG, where you can see where this character comes from and stuff.
Yeah, it could actually be part of the if they actually do put Gino in, it could be part of their contract negotiations with Square Enix.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely something that they could do.
Before we move on, I wanted to talk about the two things that I want to see for 3D World that aren't going to happen in any world because they are like giant wishes of things that would be super cool if they would happen, but would make me buy like 12 copies for everybody because they would be cool. Number one, I would like a mode that is more competitive in nature. So it would be like when you're playing Four Swords Adventures, where you're trying to kind of screw yourself over to see who gets more coins.
Isn't that like the crown?
But here's the thing: I want it to be. I want the characters to be replaced instead of having Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad. I want Wario, Waluigi, Captain Syrup, and Nabbit as Toad, just trying to screw each other over. I want that mode.
Oh
man,
man,
get 4 Toads and you're gonna like it.
I know I'm just gonna get different Toads. It's gonna be great. Another one that is slightly more realistic, but is still kind of out there is, so we know that a lot of the initial appeal of 3D World when it was announced was you're playing as the cast of Super Mario Brothers 2, and they all have their special attributes from that game, right?
Right.
We've seen that. Yeah, we've seen Nintendo is okay with using Wart again because he was in the Link's Awakening remake, and
Nintendo's own employee guidebook for the shit.
and he was in this year's employee guidebook. So, what if they add a new world that's based off of Subcon, the world from Super Mario Brothers 2, with Wart as like the final boss of that area, and you can also have like Mousers and Shy Guys and just like that's the new world they add is Subcon.
That'd be really cool. I mean, like I would love it because even when they did we finally got Mario Maker, it wasn't like the same. Like obviously it was like a skin, but it wasn't like you got like all the bosses and items from it. So I'd love if they still can like pull out from that hat.
Yeah, like I honestly, this is kind of funny. So I never bought Mario Maker 2, and I told people, I'm like, man, when they introduce the new mode for Super Mario Brothers 2, I will buy that game. And then they added the item, but not the mode. So I'm all like, Maybe I should have bought it more earlier to support it, but because and people like to say, well, what's the difference between having the item in Mario Maker 2 and having the mode? I'm like, well, one, you can actually build a stage where people are allowed to fail. So, you can use those mechanics without getting hit. Like you're actually playing a Mario Brothers 2 stage. And two, even I know there's enemies that can act similarly or even the same, but it's still not the same as having those enemies,
Right.
Yeah, right.
I see people in the chat saying another like crossover Warriors game. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Mario Warriors. Let's go.
Yeah. Kid Icarus Warriors or
Kid Icarus Warriors would be like the best one. Or Xenoblade. Xenoblade has enough games now.
Yeah. Xenoblade has enough games and characters, and you could do potentially something like a pair-up thing, like the Blades thing. Or Kid Icarus, you'd have both aerial combat and land combat to work with. And you could base it around that. And I think they both have a big enough cast of interesting characters to work with. So, yeah, Kid Icarus has enough characters. Uprising added so many characters into the Kid Icarus lore. You could have various factions.
Yeah.
So I think
that
really
one's
fine.
Donkey Kong Country Warriors.
Yes. or add Donkey Kong Country in 3D World. I mean, so, yeah. I mean, that's to wrap up the 3D World. I would love it because I love when Nintendo does. I mean, outside of Smash, I also love when they do like crossover characters and stuff. So I would love if they just had like I don't know, like Isabelle or someone in there in 3D World, just to kind of because every game that has Isabelle on Switch has over 20 million copies sold. So do it, do it.
He's
Nintendo.
right.
I am right. Do it, Nintendo. You know it. You know you'll make bank.
Something I wanted ever since 3D World came out, and a guy from Retro Studios commented saying he'd love to make a game like that. Is like Donkey Kong 3D Country, which is just its own Donkey Kong game that uses DK Diddy Dixie Cranky Kong, but it's played in the 3D World style, 4 players.
Oh man, that'd be so dope.
It'd be great, and well, it's interesting because Nintendo Tokyo, the studio who do Super Mario Odyssey, are currently hiring for a 2D level designer, which
Right, yeah, I saw that.
implies they're making a 2D game, and the only 2D game that studio has ever made is Donkey Kong Jungle Beat on the GameCube.
Dude, if that studio made a 2D Mario, like the next legit 2D Mario, oh my, that'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be better than the actual 2D.
Oh, it'd be
studio.
godly.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a new Super Mario collection of some sort. Like I don't know, like it. Like, here's the thing about
Brothers Ultimate.
Here's the thing.
Every character.
Here's the thing about like New Super Mario Brothers. I know it gets a lot of flack, and it's because it doesn't really feel. It feels really tired. It really does.
Yeah.
But like the level design in all of the games is actually great. Even in
yeah. It's just it didn't change enough. So the difference between like the 2D sprite based Mario Brothers games is that the graphical style changed with each one. And things got more detailed, things got improved, and they added in the power ups. New Super Mario Brothers changes up the level design, adds the power ups, but it doesn't change the graphical design, like
or the music.
Or the music.
Yeah, exactly.
From DS to Wii, like sure, it's going from low quality to high quality. But then from Wii to 3DS feels like a step back, and then Wii to U is fine, but it's not that big of a jump.
Well, because like I think so. When you look at the DS one, the Wii one, and the 3DS one, those all feel like literally the same game, but on a different platform. Whereas like Mario Bros. U, I feel like if it had a different art style, would have been beloved even more because like there's where you see like levels. Like they'll take the traditional worlds, but they'll do like unique weird things with them. Like the snow level has like the stars that you walk on, or like the water level is like a beach kind of tropical thing, or even the sky one has these really cool colored clouds and stuff. So it's like I really just feel like Mario Bros. U would have been like more beloved if it had like a unique style.
Yeah, New Super Mario Bros. U is definitely the best one of the 4 of them.
It feels like the first one that. It's like what should have existed. It feels like a complete follow up to Super Mario World. Everything else was like steps leading up to it.
Absolutely.
But this is the thing, right? So I wrote this article 3 years ago for Source Gaming. But I looked at all the 2D Mario games, so all the new Super Mario Brothers ones and all the classic ones, to see actually how much level variety, aesthetic wise, each game brought to the table. And New Super Mario Brothers 2 actually has like the most variation of level aesthetics in one game than any other new Super Mario Brothers game, because instead of deciding to have here's the sky level, here's the beach level, here's the forest level, they were like, here's the beach and forest level, and it's just one world now this time.
Right.
That's why it like really
combined them like that, so that they could then have a ruins and temple level, which is something that hadn't been seen since Lost Level.
That's why it really fucks me up that like Mario Land 2 was the last 2D Mario side scroller for like a decade or so, and like it turned into Wario Land. Like, don't get me wrong, Wario Land is good, but like what the fuck? Like the Mario Land 1 and 2 are like the most unique and creative Mario side scrollers. But they were stuck on the original Game Boy, so it's like no one paid any attention to them.
Mario Land 2, man, that game.
Yeah,
like, that game is so weird. It has Goombas with Jason masks. It's great.
Yeah,
really like. I don't.
Everything from.
How great would that be for Nintendo to bring back to theme the Goombas and Koopa Troopas on each level after the theme of that level?
Like I
Like
get
that
it,
world?
yeah. Three in world are the goat, but like Jesus Christ, why did they make 4 more Mario 3s?
Well, here's the thing. Here, like honestly, this is how I feel about that. So it's kind of hard for, especially if you're a little bit younger, to because I once again am super old, to remember that
The
New Super
advanced
Mario
games
Brothers
did really good. Oh
no, when New Super Mario Bros came out, it was a huge deal because it was the first 2D Mario game
It was a massive.
in like something like 15 years. I have to look it up.
Console, yeah, because like there was on the DS, but on console it was the 15 years. It was literally since 3D, since World, literally.
Yeah.
Well, no. I'm saying New Super Mario Brothers on the DS because we had the advanced games, but those are ports.
It was 10, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a huge stretch of time because Nintendo, and we forget this because Nintendo does so many 2D platformers, and because the Wii was so focused on bringing them back, Nintendo wasn't doing 2D platformers. Like everything was 3D. Like there was a hunger for those types of games, and that's why they sold so well. But DS was like, so DS was the first Mario game in a long time, and it was literally New Super Mario Brothers, and it was structured like the original game, so it kind of felt like not a remake of the first Mario of Super Mario Bros, but kind of a game that was taking Mario back to its roots. There was no flying. The stages were very linear. They ended in a flag. Like it was very much like Super Mario, like if we made Super Mario Brothers with modern technology. So that was cool. So that made sense for it to be that way. And then on the Wii, the big deal there was that it was the first multiplayer at the same time Mario game.
That was such a big deal.
Yeah. So really,
it was crazy.
Yeah, and then finally on the Wii U, they brought it all together and made a game that once again felt like an actual successor. Like if that was the first one that came out, that would have been amazing. That one felt like an actual successor to Super Mario World. The problem is we were really tired after having 4 of those games. Yeah. Now, if you notice, I'm not talking about New Super Mario Brothers 2 because that game is creatively bankrupt and probably shouldn't exist.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm pretty sure people wouldn't have been so like just lukewarm on you if the 3DS one hadn't come out.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Because the 3DS one, the 3DS one coming out like right before you really did make it seem like, oh wow, these games are
pump it out.
They're really pumping these out, even though like in actuality, like Wii to you is like it's fine. Yeah, it's like it. Wow, they finally dropped the Mario 3 formula and they did the Mario World formula. But then just like, oh yeah, New Super Mario Brothers 2 exists.
Yeah, and they brought back the Super Leaf. So it was just straight up Super Mario Brothers 3 with gold.
And that concept sounded kind of fun at first, but that's like the definition of a gimmick over like unique gameplay.
I love the gold coin stuff in New Super Mario Bros., but that's definitely like just a replayability gimmick style. Like I did go for the 1 minute. I love the type of challenges there, but yeah, it's meant to be like it's always funny when a game is like, here's the main hook, and you're gonna see this one the whole game. It doesn't really change it. Like it doesn't do anything with it aside from here's a shit ton of coins so you could become Gold Mario.
What's really funny is they have those auto run levels there where you get shot out of a cannon.
Oh yeah.
And I felt like those were actually more fun than
those are really fun,
than Super Mario Run, than the actual auto run
Mario
mobile game.
Don't get us wrong, New Super Mario Brothers 2 is not a bad game. However, it is also the worst Mario side scroller.
Yeah, like it's I don't know. And here's the thing. I beat that one and I never beat Wii U. Probably because I had just beaten Super Mario New Super Mario Brothers 2, and I'm all like, dude, I've had enough of this for a while. I should go back and play because it was definitely a better game, but it was too much. It was too much 2D Mario in the same style.
U is a better game, although I think New Super Mario Brothers 2 is better than Wii. I think Wii's the worst one of the 4.
And again, we also got even though it's just an expansion, we also got New Super Luigi U. So again, like everyone was like, all right, no more, please leave us alone.
You know what's funny? I I remember like talking to someone like back when the Wii U was coming out, like not the when the Wii U was coming out, but like I think a year after it had come out, and I was like, yeah, no, like I love it. It's got like some of like the the, like best exclusives on it right now. And then someone said they were like, oh, but like Nintendo is so fucking rehashy with like new Mario U and like new Luigi U and I'm like, hey, new Luigi U is like pretty good. And he said, I said that as a joke. Is that a real game? And I was like, oh fuck. Like I got played so hard on that, and I was like, oh god damn it. But like, hey, fuck you guys. Luigi U is really good. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
Just
better
a
than the
harder
base
version
game.
of-
It's
yeah,
better
harder
than the
version of
base game.
It's I agree. Yeah, so and then they switched gears to Mario Maker, and Mario Maker hit big on Mario Maker's weird because it's the only game that I feel like, even though it sold less, it hit bigger on Wii U than it did on Switch. There was just something about the magic wasn't there for a lot of people. Which I hope doesn't mean that Nintendo will abandon the concept of a Mario Maker and just makers in general, because I'd love like a Metroid Maker or a Kirby Maker or a Zelda Maker. Zelda's weird because you have the overworld and the dungeons, so it would be really weird. But
I feel about a Zelda Maker after the Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
I just like they didn't fix the one problem I had with Mario Maker 2, which is that the physics are bad. Like
because they're all new Super Mario Bros. Physics.
My muscle memory just like starts having Alzheimer's the second like I'm trying to play Super Mario Brothers 1, but it has new Super Mario Brothers physics. Like I can't do it. It like fucks with me so bad.
I get used to it after a while, and that was from the first one. I like I said, I haven't bought the second one. I got used to it after a while, but it is weird, and I don't. I mean, it's easier, and I guess. But the thing is, once you commit to a theme, you have to commit to a theme. You know.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can switch it after the level's been completely created. So I don't see why they wouldn't try to match up the physics a little bit better.
Goofs me up. Really makes me sad.
Was there anything that we wanted to talk about related to, I guess, the elephant in the room, or that maybe the chat wanted us to talk about with that? Because I don't know.
Yeah, I hope when they announce N64 Online, it comes with Quake. That's all I got.
I think it's going to happen on Friday. Something will happen, whether it's a full direct, a mini direct, a Mario direct, whatever. Something will happen. So,
honestly, if I was saying to put my fan hype aside, I don't care what they do as long as I get the 3D Mario. I don't care about any game or thing that comes out this year as long as I get something Mario announced on Friday. I'm good. All right, that's all I want. That's all I need. Please.
Yeah, see, I think I can get behind that. I've been hampering to replay me some 64 and Galaxy and Sunshine since these rumors started up, and so I've been holding off for them to be announced.
I think that's what sucks the most, because this thing has literally been rumored since March 1st. Although like every website ever reported on it, I was like, so it's just felt like this constant wait for something we know is most likely happening, and it's just been painful because we just know, like, again, it could not, but it's like we know it's most likely happening. So it's like every month it's like, come on, where is it?
Yeah, I want the Smash character as well, just because I want to see.
I just want Mario 64 in my hands again, and Doom Eternal. That's just like, come on.
I do want that Smash character, Jax, because I'm a junkie like most of us. Not Colin, but a lot of us
not
are.
me.
Yeah, but I need that Smash info, guys. I need it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I wanted to like Smash info. Yeah,
before we go, I don't know what else anybody wants to talk about. Real quick though, I did want to talk about DC fandom. We don't have time to really go through too much of that, but at least since we talk about games, we can talk about the games that were announced at fandom. Did you guys? I know that Jax, you said you saw the trailers for Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League.
I watched all the trailers too.
I've seen the trailers for them.
Yeah. So, number one, Suicide Squad versus Justice League is just a CGI trailer. That CGI was real nice, but I don't know what to say about it.
See, that's my thing. It looked in game because the CGI didn't look like it. They looked like in game models,
Right? But it looked too good to be in game.
I mean, does it? Because it's a PS5 game. Like it's only PS5 and Xbox Series X. So I could totally, when at the end of it showed only PC, PS5, Xbox Series X.
It's coming out in like 2022.
Yeah, I think it might be in game. I don't know, like maybe in game mixed with some like touched up CG elements because like the character models didn't look good because they've done CG trailers.
Yeah.
And it looked better. So I think that it might be in game, but
I think it's in game, but like running with like even higher spec than the actual game will like have because they haven't hit like the optimization stage of it yet.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So yeah, we'll have to see that one. I don't know how I feel about that because I really don't know anything about it. Like literally.
I mean, I'm assuming just from what I've seen, the Batman one is four characters, and this one is 4 characters. So I almost feel like it's just like this Batman one is like a precursor to what the Suicide Squad one will play like. Basically.
So, well, because here's the thing, right? So I mean, like from what I know, so like one of them is Warner Bros. Montreal. Well, I don't work there, but I'm that one's clearly more single player like because like you have the option to do 2-player online co-op for that game. So that technically means it's really mostly a single player kind of game. Whereas the Suicide Squad game, it feels like it's going to be like the Avengers game where it's going to be like you can play up to 4 players and then they'll be adding characters over time. So the Gotham Knights one feels more of like here's a big open world action action game.
But the thing is with Gotham Knights is that it's also multiplayer and it also has like the skill trees and stuff remind me a lot of what you're seeing in Avengers too. So
I gotta say,
2-player.
I gotta say though, like they probably didn't intend for this to happen, but DC Fandom happening like the same weekend as the Avengers open beta, like you can't get better marketing than that.
God, yeah.
Because like it just makes that Avengers game look so awful in comparison.
It's hilarious. It's exactly what happened with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite and Dragon Ball FighterZ coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh, this is kind of like that thing I wanted, except much better. So
yeah.
It's like this is what I was missing in my life.
That I needed.
Yeah. And I think that even if Gotham Knights were to go in a direction more like that Avengers game, it's going to be better because the Bat family, even though they're doing different things with them, they're all relatively on the same level. So you don't have to worry about designing a stage that the Hulk has to go through and Thor has to go through and Black Widow has to go through. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can make something a world that feels natural for all of them to be interacting with in the same way. So, you know, even if Red Hood's going out with guns and Robin is doing more stealth stuff, like you don't have to like completely design a game differently because one of them's not going to be throwing lightning.
Right, yeah, exactly. No, I mean the Avengers game from just a shit show. Whereas because like this game feels like because like the Gotham Knights specific one, it's designed around 2-player online. It's gonna have these cool team combos, which they started messing with in Arkham Knight. If anyone played that, they had these segments where like Catwoman would show up when you were Batman. You do these cool team combos. So I think they'll recreate that here. But I know the Avengers one just feels like you're just hitting hitboxes and there's no like feel to it or anything. So.
Avengers seems like Ultimate Alliance, but they're trying to make it a premium AAA game.
Exactly.
And Ultimate Alliance isn't a premium AAA game, and we kind of appreciate it for what it is.
Yep.
I mean, someone in chat said that like Suicide Squad already has more charm to it than the Avengers game, which I wouldn't have believed you if you told me like that last year. And like, yeah, but also I guess it makes sense because the DC games have always had a little bit more carte blanche than well, there's been like no Marvel games really outside of some Spider-Man stuff. And ever since Disney took over, like
Yeah,
they've all been like super sterilized.
Ultimate Alliance was the first game that they've done in a long time that felt like, oh, hey, they're doing what they want to do. And you can still see that there's a big like movie influence on it.
Yeah.
But they're still like, here's the X-Men, here's the Fantastic Four, here's whatever. Like, it didn't feel as much like, because everything that Marvel does seems like a tie-in to advertise the movies.
Yeah.
And not
like the new Suicide Squad game is like clearly taking inspiration from the new Suicide Squad movie, but it's like not like an adaptation. It's like not the same thing. Like Harley Quinn in that game is not trying to be Margot Robbie Harley Quinn, whereas like knockoff Captain America is like clearly still modeled after Chris Evans, like to a degree.
Yeah, like the only thing I will say is they did make Deadshot black, and that's clearly just because of Will Smith.
Oh, is Deadshot not originally black?
No, he's not only is Deadshot originally white, but he's literally white in the Arkham games, and this is supposed to take place in the same continuity.
So I think, is it because I was seeing like mixed reports?
Maybe it's
like
Bloodshot.
It's not.
Maybe
I heard he was meant to be the same one, the same universe. That's what. That's the
so they just pulled a Harvey Dent and from
they just recast
the old
him
Batman movies. Yeah.
Bloodsport is Idris Elba, who I think Bloodsport's actually black in the comics. Like, I'm not going to get into that into anything with representation or diversity.
Yeah, we're not one of those channels.
We're not going to do that. I will say though, Will Smith wasn't like that hire originally for Will Smith for Deadshot wasn't one of those or diversity thing. That was a big name star thing. That was just like, oh shit, we can get Will Smith like that.
He's the only thing I liked about that movie.
Yeah, and Margot Robbie, although I know we're not going to talk about the non-gaming stuff too much, but I think Margot Robbie's Suicide Squad 2, the Suicide Squad, whatever it's called, her costume, that's the first like live action Harley costume that I think like gets it. That's an awesome look for the character. But that's the only thing. And I honestly don't. I'm not somebody that really cares much at all about race switching, to be honest with you. But I do think it's funny just because it does take place in supposedly in the Arkham continuity, in which Deadshot was already in it and was already white. So that's funny. And B, like literally the only reason to do it is to try to have synergy with the movie tie-in. And while I don't have a problem with race changing, I kind of do have a problem with movie synergy. Like changing things just because that's the way it is in the movie. But, I don't know.
I mean, I'm looking at a picture of him in Arkham City, Deadshot, and I'm wondering if he might have clashed too much with Captain Boomerang. They have a very similar sort of aesthetic going on.
Yeah, I can see that.
I really don't care. It's been so long, and Origins is the one no one talks about anyway. So like, it doesn't count.
You don't want me to talk about Mr. Mind. You don't want me to talk about Zack Justice League. I'm not a Zack Snyder fan, so I will not. I'm not going to get into it. I'm happy.
It'll be a better or worse version of the same movie.
It'll be a longer version of the same movie. I'll say that. And I'm happy for Zack Snyder fans that you get what you want. I hope you really enjoy it. I will watch it. Maybe I'll like it. I did not like Batman vs Superman at all, so I don't think I'm going to really like the continuation of this. I'm gonna leave it at that. Have fun with this. I'm not gonna talk bad about it, but it's not my jam. I will say that some of the other trailers looked real good. I really like Suicide Squad. Real quick, the first Suicide Squad. The entire point of Suicide Squad is that they're expendable mooks that Amanda Waller has no problem getting rid of. Right. And it's all they killed was Diablo and Slipknot. That's why I'm excited that there are so many characters, because you know that they're going to kill them off. Yeah.
I hope I get to play.
And I thought the new Batman.
Climb anything.
Yeah, I thought the new Batman trailer looked good. I'll have to see more of it to really pass judgment. But I thought it looked really cool. Wonder Woman, I like Wonder Woman, and I like that Cheetah looks like a freaking cheetah, but she also is kind of channeling Major Cats 2019 vibes. Like that. She looks like she was pulled out of Cats. No. It's a little much.
Yeah.
I was hoping we would see confirmation on Keaton. but we did not. I'm actually really excited. I feel like DC's got like a lot of good stuff lined up. I grew up a Marvel fanboy because I grew up in the 90s, and the biggest superheroes in the world were Spider-Man and the X-Men. Right. So when I started reading comics, I got really into Marvel. But I've always also loved DC, especially Batman, a lot of Justice League stuff, a lot of Teen Titans. And I'm glad that it looks like DC is really like pulling their stuff together. And I'm, for the first time in a long time, more excited about upcoming DC films than Marvel films.
Well, I think because they they realized chasing the Marvel Cinematic Universe thing was just not for them. Like clearly they messed that up. They screwed that up, and it's like they realized how bad that was for them. And literally ever since they've been doing their like standalone solo movies, it's been like great highs for them. Like people really loved Shazam. People really loved
Aquaman.
People really like that. People really love the Joker movie. Obviously, this Batman movie looks like it's going in a good direction. It's like they realized, like, hey, we're better at just making these solo movies, so let's just do that instead of trying to chase the golden goose.
I think the issue with the whole trying to chase the MCU thing is the fact that they had like the worst visionary they could possibly have.
Yeah,
and on top of that, they all of these solo movies are good because like they're actually solo movies and not just like these big hyped up events that have nothing leading to them, so there's no context as to why the fuck Ben Affleck is Batman.
Yep.
Like
and the funny part is now that they have a beloved Wonder Woman and a beloved Aquaman and Shazam, now they can actually do crossovers when they want to, if they want to. Because you can't, like, there was so much trying to catch up and put the cart in front of the horse, like, for everybody. Like, the Dark Universe is the best. Like, the Dark Universe is my favorite joke. Like, what is that? Like, one bad Mummy movie and then a bunch of, like, promotional shots of big name actors. But I thought DC Fandom was good. And also, like, just as an event, I thought it was awesome. And I think that, like, man, that's so much better than like Comic-Con standing in line with a bunch of people. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what this year did, right? It's made people realize just how digital events can just be more efficient and point.
Yeah. Autodoodle said Snyder tried to put a deconstruction of characters before they were constructed. Yes, and you can kind of do that with maybe Batman and Superman because there's a shorthand because there's other film adaptations of them and they're kind of iconic. But like, you can't do that to a whole universe and have like an entire universe based around that. And I do think Zack Snyder does some good stuff. He's got a good grasp of visual filmmaking, like for sure. Like Man of Steel, I didn't like either, but I thought the action scenes were excellent. Like they're awesome. And Colin and I were talking about how we really dig his Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah, it's Kino. And it's so good.
It's so good, especially the opening with the woman's husband, dude. That is.
I found it like personally embarrassing when Zack Snyder went on Twitter today and was like, these are my grown up versions of the superheroes, and I'm like, bro, like Superman 2 had a deeper plot than fucking anything you tried to do.
There's no nuance. He's like that's the thing. Like, I've had so many people come and say like his Watchmen movie was great, and I'm like, no, like they're like, he's clearly a fan, he's taking scenes. I'm like, no, like he's a big fan, but that doesn't mean he understands it, because he clearly doesn't understand Watchmen. Because what he did is he made like this glossy, cool version of Watchmen where everybody's doing superhero landings and, oh my god, it's so sick, did you see how Rorschach killed that guy? Which is the exact like opposite message of the comic.
There is no scene in any like Snyder DC movie that is as good as that scene in Superman 2 where Clark Kent gets the absolute shit kicked out of him because he's not Superman anymore, but he like still has like that god complex.
Yeah, like that's the thing, is that Snyder conflates being dark and humorless with being mature, which isn't true. Like, you know, and there's some of his stuff has merit, and there's some stuff that have good ideas, and like I said, I liked about half of Man of Steel. I don't know how much of Batman vs Superman was his fault, because that movie also seems like it had a lot of studio notes of, yeah, man, no, make sure Wonder Woman's in here and the entire Justice League, and can you set up for the like, you know what I'm saying? So that movie was super bloated, but that also kind of seems like his filmmaking style. So like there's not like there's definitely good stuff he could do, and I like there's DC comic characters and series you could have given Snyder, like, but he shouldn't have been the architect of it. Like, he just shouldn't have, in my opinion. You know, if you like Zack Snyder, that's fine. I don't know, man.
If you like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, you're a pretty cool person. That's all I got.
Yeah, and 300 I can see.
Yeah, and 300 is okay. It's like, it's fine.
Like, the thing about 300 is exactly based off of that comic what 300. He got 300. That's something he understood. Like, 300 is big, over the top, kind of like unnecessarily violent, almost homoerotic. Like, it's just like stuff.
Yeah, I mean, someone in chat mentioned that the rumors is that Snyder had like a ton of control over Batman v Superman, which then makes sense when like Justice League was like rewritten, like, because they were just like, oh, what the fuck did he do?
Yeah,
and it really sucks because like there's like elements of like I will like I think BVS is like the most 5 out of 10 movie I've ever seen, because like there's like some really cool concepts in there, but there's also like half of like a really dog shit movie, and it's just like it does not bode well.
Yeah, like that's the thing, is that he's not good with subtext, so he like beats you over the head with things, and that's not good filmmaking. And B, like, he puts too much in. Like, if you want to do Death of Superman, do Death of Superman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to do the Dark Knight Returns and have Superman face down with Batman, then do that. If you want to do a movie tying up loose ends and setting up the Justice League, then do that. Like, but don't do all of them in one movie, because it comes out as super bloated, which is why I'm a little afraid. Like, I'm glad we're getting this Justice League, because at the very least, it's like, I'm not going to call Zack Snyder an auteur, but it's a directorial vision. He had a vision, and I want to see what that vision is, because that's the thing about Justice League, and why Justice League is probably worse than the other two, although taken by itself, it's like whatever, is because it doesn't have any heart or soul. Like, it doesn't even feel like a Joss Whedon movie. Like, people shit on Josh too, and I'm like, it just feels like whatever. They like there's a bunch of studio notes, and they just brought this guy in because he made money on the Avengers, and he just did the bare minimum and left.
Justice League feels like a TV movie. It doesn't even feel real.
Yeah,
it feels like a fever dream. It's like it's like such a mediocre experience, like, throughout. That was like, it was really funny, like, because a friend of mine and I, like, we watched like the extended version of BVS, and we were like, you know what, people kind of shit on this movie a little too much, but like, yeah, it's kind of like whatever. But then we watched Justice League, and we're like, man, what a steaming pile of shit. We're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's frustrating. But the thing is, like, so I believe what they said at Fandom, and I missed a lot of the Snyder talk, was it's going to be 4-hour-long episodes. That's ridiculous. But that's also the best. But that's also the best way to like digest Snyder. I feel like, yeah, do it. Like,
it's going to be the Hateful Eight of superhero movies.
Wait, so it's 4-hour episodes?
Yes.
No, 4 1-hour episodes.
4 1 hour. 4
hour. Jesus.
I was gonna say 4-hour episodes. What the hell?
Justice League is like a 1916s Napoleon level epic.
They couldn't shoot new footage though, so a lot of it is just the back of Bruce Wayne's head on a phone, and then just dialogue.
He's just taking phone calls.
Yeah,
but that is the crazy thing, is that like. Otherwise, I would have thought like, oh yeah, the Zack Snyder cut of like Justice League is gonna be fucking stupid. But the fact that it's like also a radically different movie with like a completely different plot and like entire different plot lines is so fucking weird. It's so weird. Like, that's what makes me more interested in anything else.
Exactly. Odd Doodle says exactly what it is. Good or bad, it's going to be something. So
Yeah.
it could. I mean, there's a chance it could be a masterpiece or a train wreck.
No.
Just super okay. Yeah.
It is probably not going to be either of those.
I can tell you right now.
Going to be. If you see Batman vs Superman, I feel like it's probably going to be more of that.
Is there any movie that's ever been like that, where like the final studio release is just like a ridiculously different movie? Like they redid the plot and everything. Because the only example I can think of is The Prince and the Cobbler, which I think really says something about how much about movies I know.
No, there have definitely been others. I've definitely heard of this before. People taking whole plot lines to films, doing others. I mean, they've done it with localization when they bring a film over from another country. Like, what was it? Nausicaa, when Disney first brought that over, completely changed up like.
It's different. That's like.
No, but I'm not talking about when they like readapt a movie. I'm talking like literally reshooting half the film.
Well, I mean, they did that for the original Godzilla, right? In the American release.
Yeah. But no, I'm not talking about localization. I'm talking about like while the thing is in development and about to be released.
You know what I've heard before is, you know, that stupid Orlando Bloom historical epic Kingdom of Heaven?
Yeah.
I've heard that they just wanted to get the runtime so short that they cut out like entire like plot, like important plot threads and like entire characters are like cut out of that movie. Because they're like, whatever, we just need it to run like 90 minutes so that we get more showtime, so we get more money. But like, so apparently, if you watch the director's cut of that, it's almost a completely different movie.
Oh, I guess, Rise of Skywalker, because that supposedly has like a ton of stuff that just like they filmed but they didn't do anything with.
That's kind of a Star Wars thing, though, didn't they? They fixed A New Hope in post, and they Rogue One apparently was like 5 different things, and they just cobbled together something that resembled a movie.
Yeah, something like that.
And
but
yeah, I mean, there's definitely some, you know. But then you think of like director's cut. Like, there's some director's cuts that change things pretty radically. You know, Blade Runner, but Blade Runner is always the same story. They just added and moved elements around. Highlander 2 is kind of completely different, but it's not like a good movie either way.
It's not a good movie. Yeah.
Was there anything else on I do like the new Flash costume. I'm excited for that Flashpoint movie.
The Batman looks good. I think that's really all we can say on it right now. It just looks good.
Yeah, I agree.
I like that the plot is the Telltale game.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's got the Penguin, it's got the Riddler, and it's about the corruption that the Wayne family possibly has held in Gotham. That's the plot of the Telltale game.
To be fair, I think that this is supposed to be based loosely off the Long Halloween.
Oh yeah,
which yeah.
I don't expect it to be exactly 100% the same. I was just like, wow, that's cute.
Yeah, I think
like a similarity.
I think they kind of draw from the same sources. So,
but honestly, it's because also that plot line is like super interesting. Like,
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was our fandom talk.
That's our cape shit talk.
That's it.
and realistically, that is the end of the episode because we've been going on for like 2 hours. So now's a good time to wrap up. Nan left, so fuck him. But no, he's a lovely soul, and so is Spazzy, and so is myself, and we want to thank Fadel for joining us.
Anytime, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Good talks. Good cozy talks. And as always, links in the description below to all of our respective Twitters, and our Discord and our Patreon if you'd like to help us out, of course.
Yeah.
And
well, let's let Fadel, if he wants.
I was gonna say if he wants to shout anything else, go for it.
Plug my stuff. Yeah, obviously my Twitter's on the screen on the download though. And if you want to check out my content, you can go on YouTube and Twitch as the Games Cage. So search Games Cage on YouTube and Twitch, and you'll find that. I usually stream like Monday through Saturday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want to check that out, go ahead. It's all good.
Fantastic. As always, have a beautiful rest of the day. And remember, always return to the source. See ya.
Bye-bye.